Ah, you guys can't even see me. Lame. Boom. There we go. Hello from Nashville, Tennessee. I'm your host of Hey Rockstar, Josafat Emiliano. And as you can see, my compadre next to me, uh, this side, Miguel. It's Miguel. Like the decorations? Hold on, Miguel. I'm going to put you in the back seat for a little bit. A nice little tree. Oh, actually, right there says 24 days till Christmas. Actually, it's 23 days left till Christmas. Right? Yeah. I didn't change it this morning. Nice little tree. Got a nutcracker back there and little nativity. Got it all figured out, y'all. All right, so today I wanted to share a pre recorded interview that I did with a rock star known as Baird. All right. I was just waiting for it to process because I was trying to load it onto or try to play it directly from my computer, but for some reason it wouldn't do the audio, just the video. And I'm like, oh, that just wouldn't be cool. So, according to this thing, this video is ready to go. Um, Hold on a little bit, Rockstar. Tell you what, let's put Miguel on. I'll play some music for. Actually, just let me put Miguel on while I figure this out. I'll keep talking though. If you have any questions, feel free to add them. Oh, let's remove the banners. Boom. All right, you know what? Let's start all over. Hey, Rockstar. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the live stream. And when you listen to the podcast next week, welcome to the podcast. I am Josafat Emiliano, and my co-host is Miguel. It's Miguel. Hey Rockstar is a storytelling platform where we empower you, encourage you to add value to your life. And we focus on the big five: the physical, spiritual, mental, social, and financial ways that you can grow little by developing, changing habits, retweaking habits. You can grow, balance. You can balance life out in those five areas, so that you can in turn become the rock star in whatever industry you choose to be. So, having said that, if you go back to look at the other stories, there are several stories where I've pulled out value, pulled out life lessons, and I've shared with you guys. But I've always wanted to also, one of the dreams of Hey Rockstar is to bring on other rock stars, hear their story, and let them encourage you so that you can see that it can be done. And so while I'm getting this video set up, I had to load it up on my YouTube account so I can play it on. Give me just a minute, and while you're looking at Miguel, I'll be getting this thing ready. Oh wait, we got comments going on. What's up? All right. Boom. Yep. We're almost there, y'all. Share the audio. Don't forget to push that little button. All right, fair warning, y'all. I didn't edit it, and there's even a few bloopers in there. So just enjoy the raw video. I'll edit it for the podcast, but for now, for your listening enjoyment. And we're live. We're live, but no one can find it unless they have the what's it called? The secret link. But there's no secret link. And since this is pre-recorded, I'm basically gonna do an intro in real time and then play back this video.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, Rockstar, we are so honored today to have He's more than just a friend. He's a brother to me. Actually, I don't even know. Okay, let's start over again. Do you want me to do you go by William or just Will?
Oh, Will's good.
All right, because I was like, I don't know what I should go, William Baird or Will.
No, Will's fine.
Man, he's really close, and he doesn't even know what to call him by. All right, take two, Miguel. Oh yeah, by the way, I launched my podcast today. Apparently, the audio version. So this is like 8 episodes ahead. So I'm gonna do. I did 3 this week, and then next Monday I'm gonna release. I've already finished editing 4 through 6. I'll release those next week, and then by the 3rd week I'll release 7 and 8, and then we'll be caught up. As we're going. And so I was told I just had to make it to episode 7, but I'm not sure. This one probably won't be right away. If I can. I already have a story for this week, so this will probably be next week. So this will be episode 9.
Okay.
All right. So what's going? All right. Hey, Rockstar. Today we are joined by. Well, he's more than just a brother. Oh. He's my twin. No. Okay, take 3. I don't have anything written up here. Let's go with this now. And that's awesome. Hey, Rockstar, welcome to the show. Today we are blessed to have someone who is not just a friend, he's like a brother to me. I mean, I met him many years ago back in university. We played the field together. We played the gridiron together. And then even for a short time, we were able to be roommates and share an apartment. And then we went our separate ways. He went up north and I went to the other side of the world with SMR. But Will Baird, welcome to the show, Will. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. It's been a long time since we kind of connected up a little bit, and it's been not too long ago since you came up and did a surprise visit, though. So that was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that.
So during I don't want to say the beginning, it's like mid-pandemic break, I was working from home, and I'm basically just doing work from the computer, and I was talking to Will, and he's like, well, everything over here, nothing's happened up here. I mean, we closed down, but we're still thriving. Our business still working. People are still eating. And he had just started a new business, which I happen to be showcasing here for the viewers. Actually, while we're on that matter, let me go and pull up the banner so that anyone who has Instagram, at least, you also have Facebook, right?
Yeah, we have Facebook, Instagram, and that's our main customer. We also have a website also, www.venturefeos.com.
All right, I'll retype that. Well, he had talked about this, and I saw pictures, and I said, man, if we don't go back into because we were supposed to be, by then we were hoping to be back into our office, our building. And I told Will, if for some reason next week they still have us at home, I'm just going to do a road trip and go up north. And Will just like, come on. But he didn't take me at my word. Come on. Oh, he didn't say come on down. He said, come on up.
Then I ignored all of your texts all the way up here. So I never even knew you were coming.
That was a fun thing because I do spontaneous trips. And to me, like, I could do it in one drive. And I went ahead, but I didn't want to just go do that and come back. I have done that before where I just go travel like a 4 hours to do something just to drive back. I'm like, well, this is at least going to be an 8, maybe 7-hour drive. So I went ahead and had the foresight to book a hotel. And so on my way over there, I remember I was still about maybe 40 minutes away when I called just to make sure you guys were open, because that would have been funny if you weren't open. And I forgot the name of the young lady who talked to. That's all right. And I just happened to say, oh, I was talking like, oh yeah, I heard about your business. I'm driving through town. Are you guys open today? Yeah, cool. I want to order pizza. I'm about half an hour away. So So she goes, all right, I'll be sure to put it in, so it'd be ready by the time you get here. Cool. I wanted to ask for Will, but I said, nah, I'm going to still, because there was a chance, there was a gamble that he wasn't going to be there that day. Because he and his partner kind of tag team the weekends. But anyway, as I'm like, and I even said to myself, if he's there, cool, I get to talk to him, catch up. If not, I'm still gonna have the pizza. I'm still gonna enjoy. I'm gonna check out Michigan for whatever is around that little area, Mount Pleasant. And so I showed up. I drove. It was pretty cool. It's kind of dead because I noticed it was a college city or college town, but because of we called the beer bug around these parts because of the beer bug. There wasn't that much traffic, so I was able to park like right in front of the business. And I walked in, and someone had just walked out, so you knew it was good because someone was there. And I looked at the lady like, oh yes, and I had used an alias to get my pizza. At that, I was an alias that I used, and she goes, oh yes, your pizza's ready. And like, oh, by the way, just curious, is Will Baird here? And she goes, and she kind of looked towards the back, and she didn't know what to say. She goes, well, yeah, and he heard his name. And he got up like, who's looking for me? And when he saw me, he's like, oh my gosh, Hosa, you came. Like, yeah, check your messages. That's all right. That was
way. I'm like, you didn't text me, and you're like, well, you really use Instagram mostly, and I'm going, I use that the least. I never check that. Between the business Instagram and then my personal, I'm always on the business side, so I never see the personal stuff. But huge.
And then,
huge
of course,
surprise.
you had changed numbers by then. You had changed numbers by then, but now I got your new number.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, here's funny thing. Because we were there. There was another college mate of ours or football mate of ours. It was his birthday that day that I was hanging out with you. Gregory Ferguson, Reverend Gregory Ferguson, who's now a pastor in Little Rock, Arkansas. Well, I stayed true to my words. The following week, I went and I visited it. We went and had coffee. I went to Little Rock, Arkansas.
Wow.
I've been all over the place, man.
Michigan to Tennessee to Little Rock. Unreal.
I was on my way to Texas, but yeah, it's just good. Of course, this last time I went to Texas, I wasn't able to stop because apparently there's now this new chicken place that opened up there that we were going to check out. But next trip, whenever it's less crazy. But anyway, I could talk the whole show. This is not about you watching Will and I just catch up about our things. Just Will. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, what took you to Mount Pleasant?
Well, I grew up in Vesterberg, a little town outside of Mount Pleasant, about 20 minutes. And Mount Pleasant growing up was always sort of the place to be. As a kid, you went any shopping and any food shopping, any clothing. You always either went to Elma or Mount Pleasant. And Elma was kind of like the little brother of the big towns that were kind of side by side. And but Mount Pleasant was always the place to be. And so having an opportunity to try to open a new business in this college town, in this large area, this growing area, sort of the place of my childhood, was kind of a cool thing to be able to make that happen, and to be right downtown was awesome to have that opportunity. A building had opened up, and sort of it was totally a God thing that fell right into the right place at the right time, and we took advantage of it. So from that point on, let the construction begin, and took us a little while to get going, but it was definitely worth the wait.
And why pizza?
Well, I'm a food guy, like I'm a lover of food, and I love cooking at home, but my niche, like after I graduated high school and went to college, and I went to my first year of college and then came back home, and to make it to my next year of college, I started working into this pizza industry. I was staying at an uncle's up north in sort of a touristy town, St. Ignace, and got an opportunity to work at a BC Pizza up there, and got to know. And it was a mom and pop kind of place, and they were just a little older than me, probably by 10 years or something. And so they were a young couple that were running this place, and I went in to start as maintenance to kind of help them out. I was doing maintenance at a campground before that, and so I wanted to take those trades up there to see if I could help them out or anyway. And it turned into them wanting to know if I want to top some pizzas, make some extra money, doing that sort of thing. And so I did. I started making some money doing that, putting in some more hours, and sort of learning the craft and learning the trade. And from there, that was only for a summer, but I learned a lot, and I enjoyed the pizza industry. And I always thought, man, if I could ever have my own pizzeria, that would be the place to do it. Like, or that would be the industry that I'd want to be in. The margins are great. The product is like one of the most popular foods in the country, if not the world. Pizza and burgers. It's like the number one and number two. And so why not create something that is going to be loved by millions of people? So from there, I went down to Texas, played a couple of years of football down there, met you, and worked at a Pizza Hut for about a year, and then a Papa John's for a year. I managed one of those down there, and I really started to craft the idea of pizza, and I just enjoyed it. So when I came back north, I I tried to get a job in a pizzeria, and nobody wanted to hire me as a manager. so I ended up just going from that back into the mechanical kind of field, and it just got sat on the back burner. And my buddy from high school ends up getting a hold of me and said that he had a really good deal on a building that used to be a pizzeria. And I thought, wow, that would be an awesome opportunity to kind of help him get that going. And so he had started this company, and I helped him renovate the building and get it all going. It took us about a year. And then from that point on, we decided to make the recipes from scratch, because he's a big foodie like I was. And so just through like my experience and him watching tons of YouTube videos and our knowledge of just kind of coming together, we made our product and made it all from scratch. So we knew it was going to be different and it was going to be unique, and we wanted to do the little details so it was unique. So from there we just kind of fine-tuned it and moved from that location into another new one, which is where we're at now, and that's where we've built a big spot in our town.
It's quite a little cozy place too. I enjoyed all we're not going to go into details on the adaptations that you've done and your creativeness to work around certain obstacles, because that in itself is just phenomenal stories of just a problem happened up here and you're like, well, let's try this and it would work. And it's just showing that ingenuity, that creative side of you that to make something work. I don't know, and I wish I could go more into depth, but I'm not going to more into depth because I kind of want to go more to just your experience now entering the pandemic, because that's the thing that caught my attention. Whenever this worldwide event happened, that everyone's like, oh, it's me, everything's gonna suck, everything's got to shut down, everything's gonna go on. You mentioned that your business, although you thought it was going to take quite a dive, you were able to continue to keep people employed. And even though it's a college town and the majority of the businesses are run through college traffic, because college was now closed, what did you begin to see that was just out of the norm for you, or just like amazing things?
Well, we had sort of our philosophy from when we started wasn't to create a college product. It was
Hmm.
just to create a better product. And so we wasn't gearing it towards just a certain demographic of people. We wanted to just change to up the we wanted to up the quality and the up the game of what people were used to. And we figured doing that would change the demographic of the people that were looking for that. So we tried to do as much as we possibly could to make everything from scratch and to do everything from scratch because you couldn't find it anywhere. Nobody else had that. So if you're the only one doing it, then you're the one that's going to stand out.
All right. What kind of things are you allowed to share that distinguish you from other places? I
Well,
know that you can't tell me the secrets, but
well, we do about as much as you can do that's from scratch as you can think. Like we make all of our own dough in house every morning, every day. Um, we don't add any sugars at all into our dough. So sugars a lot alone is a big thing that'll scare away a lot of like people with health issues, um, diabetics, people that are just trying to live a healthier lifestyle, doesn't like to have a lot of sugars. So if we could clean up dough and make it as natural and as normal as possible, then that's what we were going to do. Um, our cheese blend, we added an Asiago in with our cheese blend. So we have a four cheese blend with Asiago that creates its own unique flavor on its own, and nobody has that. Nobody's used to that, so they don't really understand how that would affect the flavor. And then you're trying to figure out like what the ratios are and to make that as best as it can possibly be. Our sauce is a sauce that we make in house from scratch. We get a main tomato base, and the main tomato base is then added with our own special spice pack that just Tim, the other owner, and myself have. And so we create all the spice packs for the company, and um, so we can at least keep a few things that are tight-lipped in house. And we buy sticks of pepperoni. We hand cut our own sticks of pepperoni to thick sliced pepperoni instead of little paper thin stuff that people are used to. We cook all of our own meats through the oven. Our sausage, we can buy bulk sausage, bulk beef. We cook it all through the oven. Nothing comes frozen. Um, we've done our bacon, cooked fresh bacon through the oven, chopped it all up. Um, Steak. We buy steak from sirloin from the local butcher, and then we bring it in house, slice it up, cook it through the oven, season it. There's so many different ways that we try to make everything as uncommercialized as possible.
gotcha.
Um, and there's gonna be such a difference in flavor, and the customers that want that is so much higher than the people that
Yeah.
want the other stuff. And there's always going to be a market for both, but we wanted to tap into the market that's the least, where not as many people have gone down that road.
That's good. Well, now that we got everyone hungry by listening to all the good stuff you have, uh, can I just off? I know this is just off the top of the head, but what have been just some challenges that you can remember right now? And I know that's kind of a vague question, but maybe something more recent, a challenge that you've have had to overcome as an entrepreneur.
Um, I think I think just trying to when we were up and when we were growing so fast, and within 9 months we had created like almost 5,000 customers on our Facebook page in just a
Ooh-wee.
short amount of time. And so yeah, and so our following has just grown exponentially. And so So usually that slow growth that people would normally expect wasn't really happening with us. We were growing so much faster than we were expecting. I was honestly, when we first started, I thought I was going to employ 12 people, maybe tops, 12 to 15 people.
Hmm.
And then at our peak before COVID, we were employing nearly 30 people. So, I mean, to be able to have to deal with that, and then COVID happens, and we had to rearrange and think on the fly on what in the world are we going to do with jobs, with all these people. How are we going to change it so now our servers that are getting paid tip wages, um, they are they're not going to work for no tips or little tips, because they're not going to have to be able to serve people. Um, so how do we change that and put that in a way that's incentivized for them to stay? And then unemployment starts paying all these people all this money, and then it's like, how do you pay them enough money to keep them employed and not just have them not want to come to work and just draw a check? Or so there were so many challenges starting up to try and conform to this whole new thing that was happening, and we had about a day to do it, to figure it out. So it was, boy, what was it, on a Friday or Saturday, when we heard the news, and then it was going to be implemented on a Monday, or
Yeah.
it was something. It was a real quick turnaround, and so trying to just figure out a way that it would work and still keep everybody happy, still keep people employed, and without like jacking our prices up to for our customers, to absorb some of the extra costs. And it just, we just made it happen. We thought on the fly. We didn't let the negativity kind of pull us down, and we just kept thinking on ways to make it better. And we weren't afraid to ask for insight and get some advice from other people to get their take on maybe an idea or how we were going to do something. So we just took all of the input and all the feedback, and we made it happen. And because of doing that, I mean, we were doing record sales that we weren't hitting with our dine-in when we had it open. So it's like what it was, and to make that all work and make all the gears fall into place like they did, it was just it was mind blowing.
That's cool. Sorry, I had to mute it because for some reason a helicopter was passing over my house just now, shaking the whole place. So I had to mute my mic because this mic is pretty sensitive, captures everything. Oh man, I don't know what else. What else could I ask you um, about just the adventure, uh, creativity? This has been a place where you've just found you can just you're allowed to make stuff,
Hmm.
and I mean, besides the vast, unique styles of pizza, what else have you been creatively cooking up that's already out? Nothing that you like haven't released yet. Just whatever's already been released.
Well, we just started two new lines of products just recently. One of them was our premium salad line, to give more than just kind of a garden salad, and more than just a
Hmm.
ham salad or something. We wanted to kind of up the ante and make better salads, better quality salads. Change the lettuce that they were using, and so we changed that recently, to make seasonal salads that we can change periodically every few months. And then another big addition that we just did was we added our new burger line. So pizza and burgers go really well, and other burgers are another major food group for the country, in popularity. And we had to treat the burgers the same way that you treated our pizza. So if we were going to do a burger, what was going to make us stand out from everybody else? So went and talked to the local butcher again, and gave them some ideas of things that we can try. And So we ended up going with a triple blend. So we have sirloin steak, which people can think can get really dry, but it's a high quality meat. It's the same steak that we would use with our Philly steak and cheese. And we cook it in a way that's high temp, fast, and it keeps a lot of that moisture in there. And then we ended up adding a short rib, which has a little more fat in it, is going to lighten it up, make it a little juicier. And we added some brisket in there also. So the triple blend of all three of them, cooked up into a 6 ounce patty, just makes an amazing burger. And we season that before with the seasonings in it, and it is to knock it out of the park. But now we have a good burger. What do we put it on? We decided to make our own buns from scratch. So we make our buns in house, and same stuff that we make our pizza out of that everybody's fallen in love with, and it just turns into a premium burger. It's incredible.
Yeah, I'm still a
So we
really big
were
fan of that sandwich. What's it called again?
um
Um,
oh, did you got the grinder?
yeah, the grinder sandwich. You gave me a club, and again,
Yeah.
the same dough that they used to make the pizza bread. They make this flat bread for this just amazing artwork sandwich. I was like, oh my gosh, Will, this is amazing. Anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Where were you going on with your burger and the buns?
Yeah, no, we have our burger night. We only offer it on Tuesdays.
Ah,
We want a Tuesday is a day that's usually typically a little bit slower in sales for most businesses. So if we do it all week, it would not only sort of overwhelm the kitchen a little bit by having to do pizzas and burgers and switching it up a little bit, but doing it just on a specific day will also draw in a lot more customers on that day that they would possibly come to your restaurant for the second time for the pizza. So instead of them coming once a week for pizza, maybe I can get them twice a week for a burger and pizza, two different foods, and capitalize on both. And so we started doing that, and I started with French fries. We did a home cut French fry, but I wasn't super happy. We did it for the first week. I tried it. We kind of threw it out there quick because I wanted to release the burgers, and I got some feedback, and it wasn't quite the quality that I wanted. They were good, had good flavor, but I thought, you know what? Let's make it in a way, because we don't have fryers in our house or in the kitchen. So everything that we make in the kitchen is 100% baked. So if we can't bake it and make it taste good, we're not going to make it. So we ended up moving from the fries onto these like little mini potatoes now, and these mini potatoes get this amazing salt that goes on them, and we add our garlic butter and some Parmesan on top of that. Cool, they're so good, and then you get that nice soft potatoy texture that people love. So we sell our burgers with these little mini potatoes, and people are loving it.
I was trying to convince him to go tater tots, y'all, but he's like, "No, dude, you got to try these little potatoes." So I think another road trip needs to be coming here pretty soon for me to go try out, and I got to make sure I land on a Tuesday so that I can try this burger and the potatoes. All right, so not venturing too far from
If
this.
you come on a different day, maybe I'll pull you over. I said, if you come on a different day, maybe I can pull you over.
No worries. I'll try to stay in sync with the schedule. But here's a cool question that just popped in my head. You being a godly man, I mean, you're a businessman, but you're also a godly man. How have you seen this business affecting your community?
I think us being there and just supporting the local community and local families, donating to. There's a lot of church organizations that are in town, school organizations, everything that we try to donate some gift certificates to, some baskets, stuff that'll help build the community. People that feed the homeless, people that don't have a whole lot of money that go to the soup kitchens or the food pantries and things. we try to contribute to those things, at least if it's not monetarily, then it's food value or gift certificates. Any way that we can try to reach out, because we're still new. We don't have our feet 100% established like some of these guys that have been here for 50 years. So, but for us to be able still to reach out with what we have to try to make a difference in the community speaks volumes to everyone around us, and being able to personalize with all of our customers when they're out there eating, and we bring them out their food, and I talk to them, hey, how is everything? How's everything been? Is it your first time? Just that casual conversation and getting to know people, it speaks volumes. Even our deliveries, it's either myself or the other owner, Tim, that is always doing our deliveries. We might get a few of our staff that come in and try to fill in for us here and there, but but people love that it's one of the owners that's delivering a pizza, because to them, I think they just think in their head like the stereotype, like the owner is in his 50-story building at the top at his office sitting at his desk or something, and he's above the delivery driver doing dishes, and that's not that way. I mean, it's for us, that's just not how it works. We do dishes, we do deliveries, we're always a part of what's going on, and so for our staff to be a part of our company, it's like they're not just treated as a number or as a paycheck. Like we're a close family. Everybody that works there gets what they do. They get along. I lost my word. They get along so well, and so it's just when we grow, and we keep people around for quite a while. So it's awesome to have good staff, good community, and good support that keeps us around for a while.
Hey, that's good stuff. Yeah, I'm remembering when I first got there, you offered me toilet paper because you had like this mountain or tree design of toilet paper, and it was during the time when toilet paper was a high commodity in the United States or almost around the world. It was hard to find the stuff.
Yeah, we got a deal on some toilet paper through our food vendor, and so because we can buy it case at a time, and even it was still even hard to find through our food vendor, but when we found out through our rep that they had gotten some in stock, I thought this would be a fantastic opportunity to buy a bunch of it. I think we bought 14 cases or something of it, and there's like 100 rolls in a case. And so we had all of this toilet paper hanging around in our restaurant, and we were selling them for $1 if people needed to buy one, or if you just flat out bought any purchase from us, we were giving you a roll of toilet paper to take home with you. So it's a weird thing. It's pizza and toilet paper, but the combination seemed to work. So
it was a need.
It was a need.
Oh man, that was a great time. Great story there. I don't know what else to ask you, Will. Anything comes to your mind you'd like to throw in?
I think it's just like, we're just still growing. We're still young, and despite all of the negativity and stuff that we had when we came to town, because nobody knew who we were, and so we were getting so much negativity from a lot of the population in Mount Pleasant, because they were going, not another pizza joint, because there's like 17 of them in town. And so, rightfully so, when we advertised that we were coming to town, there was 2 other pizza joints that were coming to town the exact same time. So for the public, it was just pizza overwhelming, pizza overload, because there's just way too many as it is. But we ended up sticking it through, and showing people that we're different. And you can tell people all day to come visit a restaurant and try to give them reasons, but unless they see it for themselves or try it for themselves, they're not going to have an educated opinion. So the best thing that I could do and that Tim was doing was we wanted to take high quality photos of our product and of our food and just mass market the thing all over the place. Social media, give them something to share, give them something that's gonna be marketable, that's going to look different. Then if they see that it looks different, then maybe it'll be an extra thing to get them in the door. And so we even when we decorated, we even took our photos of our food, blew it up into these like 5 foot by 4 foot or 3 foot massive murals and stuck it on the wall. They walk into the restaurant, they see these massive pictures of our food. If you're proud of your food, show it off. If you're proud of your product, show it off. And so that's been our go-to thing ever since we've started, was to be proud of what we have, and we're gonna put it out there. Let the public be the judge for themselves. It's not gonna be me convincing you.
The funny thing is, that's actually, I'm just reading right now, or on Audible, I've been reading the 1 million followers or 100 million followers book by, I forgot his name, but it's been posted everywhere. My little sister recommended it, and I had an Audible credit. So I actually know for my birthday, she gave me an Audible credit, and I bought that book. And one of the things he talks about is the fastest way to market yourself is to have other people share. Is to have other people share your ideas or share your thoughts or share your whatever it is that you have on your social media. That is one of the most powerful and fastest ways to grow your product, is by, or just whatever business, is by having other people share. So make sure you provide content that's shareable, but also at the same time, it's something that it's pleasant for people to do that. And so I found that interesting, because I was going to ask, I'm sure most business people, and you guys maybe yourselves, have invested in any other forms of advertisement, or has it just been by word of mouth and sharing pictures? You don't have to give secrets.
Yeah, we have done several different kinds of marketing. We've done radio with different radio stations, because people listen to different genres and different styles. We've done newspapers. We've done Instagram and Facebook, and doing a Google Ads kind of a thing also. And our thing is still the social media, that people, like, so many people this day and age, their faces are glued to their phones. So if you can put it out there where it's going to scroll through their feed or something that they're going to catch, then you're more apt to gain that business. It's harder to bring out the older demographic of people, because they don't do really as much of the phones and the digital marketing and that sort of thing. So that's where you put out like physical mailers, because they like to check their mail every day. They check their bills, and they go to the mailbox and whatnot. So to do something that style will bring in that whole generation of people. And so you want to gear it towards what sort of customer base are you trying to build. Ours wasn't necessarily college based, because we knew college was hit or miss. They're seasonal. They go on their breaks. They have summer vacations. So if we could create a place that's a little more upscale with our quality products, and bring in somebody that's just going to be consistent, you can count on consistency.
And consistency is key. Man, that's some good stuff. I mean, I don't know what else to ask you, other than we've talked about finances, we talked about community, we talked about what's ahead for you or for Venture Trails? Are you guys gonna? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask this thing. Are y'all thinking about other locations or other types of businesses?
Tim and I would love to try to franchise out in the future. We think it's something that's very likely. But it has to be the same. There's still got to be the same consistency. No cutting corners. It has to be the same style, the same setup, because that's what works. That's what people are looking for. That's what's different right now. And our name's growing. We're getting bigger and bigger every day. The more people find out about us, and we're getting a lot of cool accolades from voting and from things that's going on. We were put in Great Lakes Bay Magazine as having one of the best upcoming pizza places in the state for being a new business. So that was pretty cool. They having this magazine doing this big write up for us, and then they did a second write up for us because they liked the popularity and how things went with us. They did a second one on the coronavirus and how we were adapting and evolving and getting through it. And we just had what was another one? The People's Choice Awards. So the local newspaper does the People's Choice Awards here in all of the county, and they ended up voting our business as second for best pizza in the area, second for the best wings, and third for the best draft selection. So I was bummed when I first got the news. I'm like, second place. We always try to be the best and whatever. But in the end, it took the newspaper lady to come to me and go, "You knocked off some people that have been here for years in the same spot. So for you to like hit the 2 spot on your first year, that's incredible." So after hearing that and kind of getting some feedback about it, I'm pretty proud about getting that, and I have to also put it into perspective because still a lot of people don't know that we're here. People that live 4 blocks away are going, "I didn't even know you lived, or you guys were open, or that you were even down here." So once our name gets out there, I'm confident that we're going to keep shooting for the number 1 spot. We're going to try to get number 1 pizza, number 1 wings, number 1 draft selection, and number 1 burger is going to be the next go-to that we're going to try for. I don't know, but we're going to keep the same formula going with the quality. Let's just see what happens.
How many taps do you have on your draft?
We have 24. 24 on top.
Is that natural?
There's a lot of them that there's a lot of places that don't have that many handles. Because there's a shelf life with beer and with all of that stuff and how long that can last. And so if you get too many and you don't sell it, then it can go bad on you. I mean, it's going to take a couple of months, but some of these places set on kegs for months.
Yeah.
And one of our taps is root beer, just a regular old school root beer that we get out of Traverse City, and it's amazing. And so it's like we have something on tap that we can have for the whole family, and that's cool. Kids love getting root beer out of the draft system while mom and dad's getting a beer or something.
I enjoyed the root beer when I was there. A little too much.
Yeah. And then we pride ourselves on having this large hard cider selection also. So we have the largest hard cider selection in our whole county. I'm sure of it, and probably surrounding counties, because most of the places and the restaurants and the bars and all of that have draft systems, they might have a cider on draft, but they would rather sell it for, or they would rather put in a more go-to or guaranteed kind of a sale with a standard beer that people are more familiar with, as opposed to chancing the ciders. But we found that ciders sell really well and nobody can find them on draft anywhere. So again, it's us being different. And when we talk to our beer reps, we have like 4 or 5 of them that we talk to. We're going, who else has this on draft? When they're trying to sell us something. Oh, so-and-so has it. So-and-so has it. I don't want that then.
No one has.
Yeah, we have 1 or 2 or maybe 3 tops that is like the standards you have to have. But everything else, we just like being different, and we like having all the weird flavors and stuff coming from all over the place. and so it's just another reason to be different and to be set apart, and that's what people love about us. And it's the atmosphere. They
Yeah.
like coming in, enjoy the music, the jukebox that's playing, the comfortable booths, the bar, the granite, all of that stuff, the tile floors. It's them coming into an environment that they're just comfortable in and they enjoy it. And so my biggest problem probably is people that like to stay too long because they get so comfortable. But it's okay, you make money turning tables and whatnot, but you'll never rush somebody to get them out of a table. But to know that we have that kind of environment for people, that they just love coming there because they just enjoy it and they enjoy the environment and the setting. It's cool to me. It knows that we're doing something. It lets me know that we're doing something right.
All right. My final question, because we've already gone, according to this thing, the talk alone's been over half an hour, which is good. That's good to have. But my final question is, since I'm about to get like 1 million followers that just from all over the states, and if they happen to be going towards Michigan just to drive by and check it out, and they happen to find themselves in Mount Pleasant and they go to Venture Trails, what's the one thing you recommend should be the first thing they try when they get there?
Oh man.
The first thing, not the one thing, but the first thing.
The first thing has to be just whatever their go-to pizza is. I urge you to get your go-to pizza that you normally get at every other pizza joint. Get your go-to pizza at our place and compare them side by side.
I got the meat lovers, or is that what it's called? Or what is it called? The carnivore? I forgot.
Big meat.
What?
The big meat.
I got the big meat, and it came with like some breadsticks. And so I was gonna eat like a little bit that night, and the rest was gonna be for the rest of my trip. But the next day, I got the tour of Venture Pharaohs with there's just personal size, but he had so many different kinds. I mean, right now off the top of my head, I remember there's a cheeseburger. I remember the dill pickle one, and I'm not a pickle fan. But this converted me. I could definitely do a few more dill pickle pizzas. Those the Philly cheesesteak pizza, or I think that was one.
Yeah, and the Philly cheesesteak's my go-to.
Oh man, and then he made a. Did you also make a calzone or a stromboli?
Yeah, I made a calzone for you.
I remember that one too. And then of course we made some cheese bread and some regular breadsticks. And you even made a special dessert. I do have a dessert.
Cinnasticks. That's right. Yeah, we our Cinnasticks are so good. All of our breadsticks are absolutely amazing. Like the fresh garlic and the garlic butter that goes on top of those things, and how we cook them. You get that little snap on the outside, and then it's just like homemade fresh bread on the inside. So good. My favorite pizza is probably, I really, really like the Philly steak pizza. The Philly steak and cheese, because it has a white queso that we put on the bottom, and then it has the sirloin steak that goes on top, and we saute some onions and green peppers, and that goes on top of that, and it's so good, that combination. But the pickle pizza, we sell a ton of that pickle pizza with our homemade dill sauce. Knocks it out of the park.
All right, let's see what we got here. I got the website, the Venture Pharaohs, right here. All right.
Yep.
Let's see now. Oh man, look at that! Look how good that is. Look how delicious. Oh yeah, you also cater to like gluten-free people too.
Yeah, we do. We have a fantastic gluten-free cauliflower crust that has been so popular. We sell so much of those crusts, and we also sell these dishes called hot bakes. And hot bakes is their zucchini noodles that has whatever sauce that you want, whether pizza sauce or if you want a Philly steak and cheese type of dish, you can do that on top of the zucchini noodles. Chicken Alfredo, you can do that, or spaghetti on top of the zoodles. But it allows people to come in that are either carb conscious, can't have the carbs, or on diets that they try to avoid carbs, and it gives them a great hot option other than a cold salad. So
Yeah.
we do extremely well selling the zoodles also.
And now you got a primo salads. So even that's gonna be
Yeah.
something to look forward to. Man, I definitely need another road trip to you guys. I didn't try the wings last time, but you also mentioned the gluten-free boneless wings was also a pretty good hit. Oh, I did try the coffee.
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah. Yeah, we had a company make our gluten-free boneless wings out of real chicken breast as opposed to like a chicken nugget kind of thing. And that has been a big hit for us also, to give people a good wing option. But our wings are also not breaded, so most 99% of our products that we have are products that you can get as a gluten-free option or as a vegan option. We offer vegan cheese, which is a big thing for people that can't have dairy.
Mm.
Um, so we're extremely proud with how diverse our menu is, and what we have to offer people, and I think just being able to satisfy the whole family, and now with burgers, it gives us a pretty wide menu to be able to feed a lot of different appetites.
Well, here's to a few more adventures up north for me, and hopefully you guys will find some way to get a Venture Ferals here in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, thank you again for joining us today. It's been great catching up with you and getting to talk food and also your story on this. Although you have many other stories, it would be an
Oh
honor for me to bring you back to the show with other topics that we can talk about. Especially if you get any ideas, just text me, shoot me a text like, "Hey, man, I would like to share my testimony," or just something else that you'd like to
yeah,
share that has to do with any of the big five, which is physical, spiritual, mental, social, and financial. Because I know last time we were there, we were both talking about how our weight goal as how after college we
yeah.
kind of got heavier, and we're working towards. And you also, like me, have implemented fasting into your regimen to kind of help out with that aspect. Because I shared
Mhm.
that during my physical video, talk about how fasting is one way that, at least to me, has helped to detox, but also to kind of reset my body and
Mhm.
keep the weight off that I've lost, and
Yeah.
and that helped to end the yo-yo diet thing. But anyway,
Mhm.
I'm going to
Fantastic.
say much love, many blessings. I'm going to end the broadcast now, but we can still talk a little bit. Boom. Well, we still kept on talking long after that went out. Let me go and close this. Boom. Y'all, I had dinner right before starting the show tonight, and I'm hungry again. Just talking food, listening to Will and share his story. And I'm real proud of what he's done and what he's accomplishing and where he is going. But anyway, this has been a great show, longer than my usual show, but that's all right. Over the weekend, I'll edit this so we can release the podcast. Yes, you heard that right. We do have a podcast that right now I think it's available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts. I can't remember the other one. I'm still waiting to hear back from Apple Podcasts. As soon as I get the green light, guys, you iPhone users out there, go crazy. But for now, you can still listen to me on Google or on Spotify or Google Podcast or even FM or what's it called? Anchor FM. You can listen to that. Speaking of podcasts, shout out to Low Budget Productions. Hey Rockstar is associated with Low Budget Productions. If you are watching us through Facebook, go ahead and go to their Facebook page right now. Like, follow them so that you can be caught or you can be kept up with the other podcasts that are under the umbrella of Low Budget Productions, LBP. Podcasts are designed to entertain, educate, and empower you guys. That's not their motto. I just like saying that. Again, I don't know what else to say except, oh yeah, Rockstars. If you would like to be the next rock star to be interviewed on the Hey Rockstar live stream, send me a message here. And by here, whatever platform you're listening to me on, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I think those are the main ones I have right now. Even from my LinkedIn and Instagram, just send me a message if you guys would like to say, hey, I like your stuff, but I have a story I'd like to share. I'd love to be. Let's just have a conversation. I'm not trying to pull out, although I love stories. Stories are eternal. Stories are powerful. They help us to relate and the lessons that we all have learned and shared. But mostly, I just want to have a conversation with a great rock star to know what disciplines you've learned, what adventures or what obstacles you've had to overcome, what goals you have, and maybe we can help each other out for other times. Y'all, it's been a great night. It's been a great week. So, all the way from Nashville to your homes, to your cars, to your hearts. I'm Josafat Emiliano with Hey Rockstar saying much love.